Hey, my name is Ryan, and I'll be teaching you today the basics of how to track a screw-type take-up green leg. But before you get started, make sure you've read the operations manual. Some things you also need to make sure you have completed are a THA for the grain leg. You will need to make sure that all the inspection doors you'll be opening to track the leg have either guarding or you're not using those doors. If you are, you need to lock and tag out the leg. Also, if you're taking off any covers, you will lock out and tag out as well unless you have proper approval to be able to run the leg without those covers on. And just make sure you're working with following ALARP as low as reasonably possible. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. So, now once you've got all the safety aspects figured out and got it all ready to go, you're ready to start tracking the leg. So let's go outside, let's get to work, and we'll show you some of the basics of how to track a screw-type take-up green leg.
Just a reminder, if you're opening any inspection doors or removing any covers, you do need to lock and tag out your leg. So we'll show you in another picture here next. This is an example of an inspection door. This is where you'll be looking into the pulley, seeing the belt, how they track. However, this one is where it needs to have the expanded metal, it needs to be guarded. This is what we need to use. This is how you look in, it's guarded. Since we have to track while the leg is running, this is where we need our protection. Another option though, you can use a touch switch. You can remove the touch switch and see in through the hole where it is mounted. Get a good look here. This does not need to be guarded. However, today we will be taking the covers off as an educational purpose. We have the proper authorization, and so we'll dig into how to track a leg. First, let's look at how a leg should properly track. As you can tell, the buckets are running in the middle of the leg. The belt is in the middle of the pulley. We'll go ahead and slow her down and stop it for you so you can get a good look at it. This is what we want. This is ideal. There you can see it stopped right in the middle of the pulley. This diagram here on the right side of the page is a good way to teach you on rule of thumb how to adjust to track your leg. Like it says, if your belt is tracking to the right side of your pulley, you can screw down on that take-up on the right side. It will track your belt over to the left side towards the middle of the pulley. And the same as if it's tracking, the belt is tracking to the left side, you can screw down on that left take-up and it will move the belt towards the middle of the pulley as well. Good tip is to do little adjustments at a time, not over-correcting, causing the belt to over-track to the opposite way. You also want to check your head pulley when you're tracking to make sure it's tracking in the middle. If it's tracking on the head pulley to the left and tracking to the right on your tail pulley, your belt is over-tensioned, and you can adjust tracking by loosening the opposite take-up as well. So if your belt is tracking to the right, you can loosen up that left take-up, and it will track that belt back over to the left, and this will help eliminate your over-tensioning in your belt. This is an example of a leg that is tracking to the right. So what we want to do is we'll screw down on that right side take-up as we're doing here. Just doing small adjustments, and we'll check our progress as we go. As you can see here, it's tracking back to the middle. So this is what we want to see. Now after doing this, you'll want to put a load on the belt and then check it again through your inspection door or touch switch and just make sure it's still tracking in the middle or adjust accordingly. This is an example where you'll get to see how the belt moves as you track the leg. It's a situation where we notice our head pulley belt is tracking the opposite direction of the tail pulley, so it's over tensioned. We're going to loosen up on this right take-up, and as you can see, it will pull the belt over to the middle and track properly. You want to run a load on it, as we said before, and make sure it's still tracking properly. If it is, your tracking is complete. So now that you've seen how to track a leg, you can go out and do this on your own at your own facility.